You want to be on top? Well, then you better be prepared for some controversy. Hey guys, Elise from Ms. Mojo here. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 America's Next Top Model scandals and controversies.
You rolling your eyes and you act like this because you've heard it all before. You've heard it all before. You don't know where the hell I come from. You have no idea what I've been through.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're taking a look at the scandals on and off the show that left audiences stunned, and moments that made America's Next Top Model a little bit problematic. Let's get started. Number 10, the swimming pool shoot that caused hypothermia, Cycle 7.
Try shooting Sports Illustrated in the snow, laying in the snow. I didn't do it, but other models did.
The ANTM judges have always stressed that it is a model's job to push through the pain.
There's a point where my body just literally takes over. Like, I feel like my skin and everything is just like pins and needles.
But what happens when pushing through pain literally threatens your life? In Cycle 7, models were asked to pose in a freezing cold pool for a floating water nymph photo shoot. This shoot tested not only their modeling capabilities, but also how well their body could handle extreme temperatures.
It was so cold, your breath is literally being taken away. You know, I just like, okay, concentrate, breathe, breathe, breathe.
Because putting yourself in danger is what modeling's all about, right? As it turned out, Carrie D actually developed hypothermia after being told to push through the photo shoot. To make matters worse, the judges told her that she had to know her limits and practically blamed her for putting her health at risk. Not cool.
You have to listen to your body and you have to tell us, okay? Because all we know is go, 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 but you have to tell us no.
Number 9, Kaylin posed in a casket after her friend passed away, Cycle 4.
We're gonna be dead.
Rest in peace.
We could be zombies.
Please don't be this. I don't need dealing with death right now. I don't need that.
ANTM audiences loved the sweet and kind-hearted Kaylin on Cycle 4, which is why this controversial moment was even harder to stomach.
I was completely shocked. I don't know if I can handle this.
Kaylin received the news that a close friend had passed away whilst she was on the show, and to make matters worse, the theme for the photo shoot that day was especially triggering.
Each and every one of you are going to have to portray one of these deadly sins while looking deadly gorgeous.
The models each had to represent one of the 7 deadly sins, posing in a casket 8 feet underground. Being forced to jump into a coffin on the same day she discovered her friend had died was downright cruel. But as she was representing wrath, Kaylin managed to put her anger at the situation to good use, getting a great shot and avoiding the wrath of the judges.
I hope I did well enough to pull off a good picture to stay here this week, but I guess I just have to wait and see.
Number 8, models posed with blackface, Cycle 4 and Cycle 13.
And Noelle, we're making you into a traditionally African woman with a head wrap and everything.
Sure, Tyra's never been afraid of edgy photo shoots, but do you remember when she literally put models in blackface? Twice? Girls were dressed and painted to represent other races in Cycle 4's Got Milk photo shoot.
The challenge here really is taking on the persona of that other ethnicity while in the photograph and owning it.
Then, in Cycle 13, race bending was the theme once again for a biracial themed shoot.
Hapa means half in Hawaiian. Do you guys know the most famous hapa in the world? President Barack Obama!
Yeah!
White models were put in makeup to make them appear darker and were dressed in stereotypical fashion garments and accessories, making for some pretty problematic pictures. After this concept sparked controversy, Tyra apologized for any offense caused on her talk show, but by then the scandal had already stung.
Brittany, you are going to be Native American and East Indian.
Oh.
Number 7, Yusai kept calling Chantel a panda, Cycle 21.
I know when Yusai is calling me his lovable panda, it's coming from a very loving place and not a malicious place. But although it may not bother me, it could bother other people that have skin conditions.
Having the first contestant with vitiligo on the show was a big thumbs up for representation. Unfortunately, the inappropriate behavior of Yusai reminded us why representation like this is still so important.
I don't want kids out there to see you, someone so high up in the industry, being able to call me panda and then see somebody else with a skin condition and be like, hey, Yusai could call Chantel panda, I can call this person a cow.
Not only did he give Chantel the nickname panda based on the color of her skin, he threw a tantrum when she politely asked him to stop.
When I gave you the nickname, it's to help you. If you don't understand it, you would no longer deserve that little soft nickname. I'll call you Porcupine from now on.
She reasoned that impressionable viewers may see this behavior as justification for calling people names based on their skin color, which is clearly not okay. Instead of immediately apologizing and moving on, Yusai told her he gave her the nickname to help her, that it was never insulting, and that she no longer deserved the nickname. Yikes.
I've had people who called me their best friend be like, oh, I can call you Cal because we're friends. That doesn't make any sense. You still can't call me that. It's not appropriate.
Number 6, Angelique Preston lost her crown and sued ANTM, Cycle 17.
Angelie's confidence might have had some ups and downs in this competition. Oh my God! But her persistence and winning personality has made her into a serious contender. Let's go!
Angelique was a shining example of how sheer determination can get you what you want in life, which is what made this scandalous moment even more painful for her fans. After just missing out on the final 2 in Cycle 14, the Buffalo Beauty was a strong competitor throughout the All-Stars series. She reached the final 3 once again before being suddenly disqualified in an awkward finale episode, leaving audiences confused.
It turns out that after shooting was wrapped, our production team and the network learned information from Angelique that disqualifies her from the competition.
It later emerged that Angelique had previously worked as an escort, going against a stipulation set out in the contract.
So what does that mean?
Angelique disagreed with the action taken and ended up suing the show for $3 million, claiming the show knew the information already and only decided to disqualify her after she got the crown.
You know what, guys? We wish Angelique the best in all her future endeavors.
Oh, absolutely.
Number 5, Shandy cheated and confessed, Cycle 2.
Ding! Hold on a second, Shandy. You've got a boyfriend.
The early ANTM seasons gave us some super scandalous moments, but this Cycle 2 incident was certainly the first of its kind. Shy and sensitive Shandy shocked audiences when she cheated on her long-term boyfriend with a sexy male model, after a steamy night in the jacuzzi got out of hand.
I feel like a part of me just got caught up in everything, just caught up in the sexual tension, having really good-looking guys come over, and then all getting into jacuzzi.
What was just as shocking, however, was how producers aired her heartbreaking phone call confession.
What's wrong?
I don't know how to start this.
What'd you do?
Fans winced watching Shandy fall apart as her boyfriend sobbed down the phone, and we wondered whether we really needed an access all areas pass to this girl's private and personal life at all. Number 4, the models trashed their house, Cycle 10.
We're in New York, guys. I want to congratulate everybody that we're here. Yeah!
The Cycle 10 girls certainly settled into their raucous celebrity lifestyle easily.
This would have to be the nicest place I've ever been to.
Whilst the cycle was airing, it was reported that the models had caused $500,000 worth of damage to the swanky Tribeca loft they were living in during the competition.
Welcome to New York, ladies. Follow to your new loft and you'll have cause to celebrate.
According to an insider, the landlord complained of food stains on the $20,000 white drapes, holes in the ceiling and walls, and a destroyed $15,000 chandelier and a ruined Brazilian wood floor. To make matters worse, producers had apparently assured the landlord any damage would be minimal. The damage was never shown or even mentioned on the show, and the matter was brushed under the carpet pretty swiftly by top model producers. Number 3, Lisa D'Amato, Cycle 5.
Everybody be looking at me like I'm crazy.
Lisa went from peeing in a diaper at a photo shoot to winning the All-Stars season of Top Model, but what happened in between was a struggle for this Cycle 5 wild child. During her initial stint on the show, Lisa was known to enjoy a drink or two, and her manic behavior did not go unnoticed by her fellow competitors.
To be honest, we're all a little scared of Lisa.
Why don't you want to talk to me?
It's just gonna look like you're crazy, dude.
She was even dubbed a, quote, alcoholic bitch by rival Corinne. After the show, Lisa struggled with drug and alcohol addiction and appeared on the 3rd series of Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew. After being called, quote, an addict in denial by Dr. Drew, Lisa turned her life around and went on to be crowned winner of the All-Star Cycle. Talk about a redemption story.
Everybody be taking themselves way too serious.
Number 2, Tyra shouted at Tiffany, Cycle 4.
I was rooting for you! We were all rooting for you! How dare you!
Now a fully fledged meme in its own right, the "we were all rooting for you" speech was the angriest we've ever seen Tyra on the show. After Tiffany laughed and joked her way through her goodbyes when being eliminated, Tyra called her back to berate her for not taking her place in the competition seriously.
Tiffany, I'm extremely disappointed in you. This is a joke to you.
Tiffany has since said that the iconic speech was actually way worse in reality, with Tyra telling Tiffany, quote, "You can go back to your house and sleep on your mattress on the floor with your baby." Speaking to BuzzFeed about Tyra in 2017, Tiffany said, quote, "I didn't think she cared," leaving the Mama Tyra image somewhat in tatters.
Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me.
If the "we were all rooting for you" speech was even worse in reality, then that's some footage I need to see. Alright, we're almost at our number one pick, but before we get to it, here are a few juicy honorable mentions.
She said that she used to be a man. Like, you're lying. So she totally confirmed it. And now she's on America's Next Top Model?
Yeah.
When I was 11, I was sexually assaulted.
And this whole challenge freaks me out. I don't want to kiss them. I don't want to interact with them. They scare me, and I really don't want to do it.
Jada's partner, Nacho, tells Jada that he's even like black girls. She's like, are you serious?
No one should be treated like that.
Robin, you were supposed to have a nude photo shoot. We don't have a photo for you this week, and why is that?
I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. My body is mine. I just didn't think that, that is what I needed to do in order to get ahead.
Nino, you get to be the elephant. I don't know how we always one week is gluttony, next week is an elephant.
Right.
Everybody else has these sexy little animals. I get to be the big fat elephant. Ugh, why do I keep getting stuck with these fat, characters?
Number 1, Renee Alway sentenced to 12 years in prison, Cycle 8.
So you describe yourself as a catty person. What does that mean?
I'm not a complete bitch or anything like that, but if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it. I do want these girls to know that if they get in my way, I will plow them over.
Cocky, competitive, and never afraid to speak her mind, Renee had a reputation on Cycle 8 for being the villain of the season.
I am not a mean person.
Well, you've been disrespectful to every single girl.
And people have been disrespectful to me.
With good reason, and I understand, and I back them all.
She was a strong competitor, however, achieving a respectable 3rd place with a ton of potential for her future career.
I have a lot on my shoulders right now, and I don't care if I make friends. It's not my main goal for being here, is not to make friends.
Unfortunately, debilitating drug problems meant that her life took a turn for the worse after the show. Renee was arrested for multiple offenses, including drug possession, burglary, and fraud in 2013 after a 6-hour standoff with the police.
I can't even remember what was happening then. That's how bad it was.
Fans were shaken by her altered appearance in her prison interview, as well as her controversial revelation that the after-show support from Top Model was practically non-existent. Now that's definitely not so fierce.
It's almost like a setup for failure.
Wow, it seems like things were really not as glamorous behind the scenes. What'd you guys think of our list? Let us know in the comments below and check out this video.